Endlich mal eine Kamera, das ist doch neu.
Welcome to the distinguished Chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany, Dr. Helmut Kohl.
Exzellenzen, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren,
la disparition des forêts, tout cela, individuellement et ensemble.
diese Erde, unsere Erde,
محمد هذا الجيل أن تقوم بتسليم إمكانية considerante.
die vor allem Einheiten
Это государство эти государства должны сделать первый шаг.
The actions today at the ICC will be taking place at 12:30. 12:30 today for the actions at the ICC. So can the organisers of the inside and outside action meet just now as soon as possible, please? And can everyone else be ready for 10:15 to physically leave here? It's the big day, so let's be organised. Thank you.
From the 27th of March till the 7th of April 1995, the governments of the world will come together to decide whether they're doing enough about climate change. We don't believe they are. That's why we've organised this greenhouse gathering. We calculated today that there are people from 5 continents and 48 countries here. There are a huge number of things happening. Do you want me to take you around? This conference is completely different to the conference that's being organised by the United Nations. So this is our attempt to make it clear what's happening. You've got the EU there, you've got the United States of America there, and they're bulldozing the UN discussions. They're just going straight over them, they're ignoring them completely.
What is this, a bulldozer?
It's a steamroller.
All right.
If you come inside, we're actually going to have a group of people under here carrying it. These are the hats for the UN delegates, because they're just saying blah, 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 blah. One of the strong feelings that we have when we do demonstrations like this is that we don't want to look as confrontational as autonomous demonstrations often do. We have times where we want to be confrontational, and we have times where we want to get a good image in the media. And it's important that you choose the right time to use each tactic. So we're going to do one very nice media image, which hopefully will be in the papers. We're going to do radical direct actions.
Can we please now, quickly, but it's important that we do it, form groups of what we're doing. People who are doing the banners get together. If you're going to lock on, there's a fair number of D-locks. Please, can you be responsible for your own D-lock? This is a lock. This is a neck. And we'll soon be next to a coach. You put the 3 together and you stop it.
We gaan proberen om het transport van mensen van een lobbygroep naar de top toe, om dat te blokkeren door ons vast te ketenen aan hun transportmiddelen, zijn de limousines en een bus.
En wat is de nut ervan?
Het nut daarvan is de aandacht erop te trekken. Dat die kerels die een lobbygroep zijn voor zowat alle grote oliemagnaten zo op aarde, dat we die kerels daar willen houden. Zij blokkeren het proces van min 20% op CO2.
That's the bus! Follow that bus!
laufen. Ich lasse mir meine Arbeit nicht stören.
Ja, ja.
Ich fahre mit ihr ab, ob der Kopf weg ist oder nicht.
Das ist aber Ihre Verantwortung.
Ach, ich kann das beantworten. Für solche Leute habe ich nichts übrig.
Aber das Gericht...
Ach, das Gericht.
We are warriors. We are warriors. We are warrior, protection of the earth. We are warriors. We are warriors. We are warrior, protection of...
Steamroll is arriving. Try pulling that nicely.
What are you? I'm a bird in a tree.
For the last trees. This will be a wonderful road over here. One practical tip. Thank you for being there. You can arise again.
Even today, if we stand up and say, this is completely, this is a complete and utter outrage. You're blocking this process solely for industrial interests, and this is going to lead to long-term environmental impacts, etc. Even if we say that, people are going to just think that we're, hippie loonies, And
they're completely isolated from reality. They don't know what's going on. They don't know how we feel, for example. And I'd like to tell them that's what I'd like to do today.
Are you dressed for the occasion? Of course, but there are definitely some holes in the shirts and shoes and things that are...
They smell a bit.
After a week and a half of this sort of thing, the perfume had to come out for this one. As much as I don't like perfume, it was very necessary.
We feel very uncomfortable now. Once you get in there, if you're dressed smartly, you feel more comfortable. Well, I've had to lie my way in here. and yes, I'm a journalist today. Some of them do seem very genuinely worried, genuinely concerned. But then they're all politicians, so they would. Nobody's being open about their agenda. But the real meetings, are going on behind closed doors. The ones that, nobody can go to. We're only allowed to go to this, and as far as I can see, this means nothing, it's just... I'd like to be able to go to some of the closed meetings.
15 or 20, so we need 5 taxis, right?
I think so. How many people do you reckon we are?
10?
Okay, get 3 taxis, 3 or 4 taxis. Get 4 taxis. Do you know how to get a taxi in Berlin? Do you have to telephone for taxis? Yes. Or can you just stop a taxi as it drives past? This is the final moment when the decisions will be made, that the ministers will come and rubber stamp effectively tomorrow. That's why it's really important that we do it right now. The Climate Action Network just phoned us and said that we were to get as many people with accreditation. We don't have any idea what kind of action it is going to be. We've got no briefing whatsoever. But we feel we've got to get out there now.
So it's a sort of secret?
It's not a secret, it's just urgent.
Right.
They couldn't say over the telephone, because we're sure the phone in this place will be tapped and the phone in that place will be tapped. They probably know there's an action, but we've got to go and get it now. Right. Simon, were you getting somebody to order taxis on the... Like Alex? And Bitter's ordering taxis at the moment?
Yeah, well,
Okay, how many people here have got accreditation and are going on actions? We're not allowed in past the security guards unless we have cards like this. Hopefully we can make it in time. Taxis, taxis, taxis. Okay, how many people can we get in a German taxi? Obviously, based on the best scientific evidence of the UN-owned scientists, they're not doing enough. But governments are very reluctant to actually make a further commitment to reduce CO2 emissions, which is what we need to actually get any progress at avoiding a climatic disaster. Governments are trying to avoid that. They'll try and avoid that. The way they think they can avoid it is by discussing behind closed doors, by having meetings like this COP1, which is supposed to give the impression of progress, but in fact leads to no progress at all. That's the way they're trying to do. By going in there, we'll be saying, we know what's happening, we can see what's happening, we're not going to let you get away with it. We're going to wait until they come back. They're in a tea break at the moment, a recess at the moment, and when they come back, we go on with them and we say, we demand the right to listen, we demand the right to participate, and we demand to know what you're deciding.
Do you think that it's right that the meeting should be behind closed doors? Are they discussing something which may be embarrassing?
Is different taking a position which might be embarrassing?
Would the British delegation be interested in making a statement that they would be happier to see NGOs allowed into the meeting for the purposes of freedom and democracy? They have refused to give us any answer at all. We've asked them what the British position is on it being a secret meeting. They have refused to answer that. We have asked them what the British position will be in the meeting. They have refused to comment on that.
So they're being secret about why they're being secret?
Yeah.
Sprechen Sie die deutsche Sprache? Ja, ich spreche freie Deutsch. Gut. Und dann sagen Sie bitte mal, worum es hier geht. Was haben Sie vor?
Das ist eine Blockade.
Das sehe ich schon, aber wie gesagt, das nehmen Sie erstmal weg und gehen erstmal nach vorne rüber, ja? Sie stören hier nicht die Abfahrt.
Ich bin nicht verantwortlich, ich werde es den Leuten übersetzen.
Dann sagen Sie mir den Verantwortlichen.
Wir haben keine
Verantwortlichen in unserer Gruppe.
Gut, dann die Flaggen bitte hier runter hier und dann gehen Sie erstmal darüber und dann machen wir mal eine Personaleinverstellung, ja?
Haben Sie sich auch festgekettet? Ja, auch. Und Sie sprechen auch kein Deutsch.
Kein Schlüssel dabei?
Tell them I'm willing to cooperate with them, but I want to know what happens, if I cooperate with them, how they will cooperate with me. Yeah. Yes?
So, wollte zu wissen exakt, was ist was passiert später, wenn ist in die...
And if he doesn't know, he should call the station and find out. They will be careful with you, okay? So if you want to stay, do know that they will be careful with you. There are too many witnesses.
I don't mind, whatever everyone else is doing. I'll do whatever everyone else is doing.
I'm gonna stay. Hey, good talk. The more of us that get arrested, the greater the chance that there won't be any penalties against anybody, because we're a larger group. It's a solidarity issue.
You can write letters, you can try talking to people, they don't listen and they don't write back. This affects them. They have to think about why there are people there, and they might think perhaps we should actually resolve some problems and not
Ja, Peter kann das.
Tend to.
Wo sind die? Peter!
And it causes them some discomfort in the fact that they can't get to where they want to go. We could stand with banners, or we could stand and shout, but they would just go somewhere else.
This is an extremely serious issue, and the United States continues, as I will point out, its pressure to work to resolve this or to help to move the world on these issues. The United States of America has a very broad coalition of people here, from industry people to NGOs, and we will continue to work in the best interests of the United States to develop a fabric that we think works and meets the goals. Now, how long will we be doing this? Well, I suspect that the issue of climate change is going to be around for a long time, and that maybe there will be, if we are fortunate and can keep this treaty alive and can keep this momentum going, that we will all be working together on this in 2000, 2010, 2020, and 2030, and that's fine.
Well, have you made progress since yesterday?
I am 19 years old. By the time I am your age, this world will be a much worse place because of your inaction, and this is what your words are worth. They are worth nothing. It's time for action now.
The specific question again.
I mean, Tim Worth has come here today. He doesn't seem to have any understanding of what's been going on in the last week within these negotiations. I mean, it is quite clear that the US has not moved on a single issue that is really relevant here.
Well, I'd really had enough, you see. And so after that, I still felt really angry, but I calmed down then. After I'd done that, I just felt a bit better. I felt like at least, you know, I'd said something, and it might not have been very intellectual, and it might not have been very clever, but it's what I felt, and I think feelings are important. And he may have had no feelings on his face, you know, because they're used to answering any question. They've got, you know, words spurting out their mouths. They know how to answer things and make things sound good and make it sound as if they're doing the right thing. Or they're okay, really, they're not the bad guys, really. And so I think you've got to use emotion too, or people just forget what real life's about, you know. They just use all these long words and mask everything they do in words, and it's just so frustrating, and I think normal people don't relate to that at all, whereas lots of people would have thought I was mad, and lots of people would have thought, well, you know, there's feeling there.
Yeah, maybe you touched him.
Well, who knows? I'd be surprised, but you don't know, do you?
I think
it's worth a try, it's, you know.
You did more than the questions did.
Sieht schlecht aus für das Weltklima, ganz schlecht. Ein gemeinsames Papier, ein Verhandlungsmandat ist weit und breit nicht in Sicht, ein Abstimmungsmodus auch nicht. Unser Konferenzberichterstatter Volker Angres, guten Abend nach Berlin. Jetzt versucht man zu retten, was zu retten ist.
Tja, Nina, wir finden das ja alle mittlerweile so kompliziert, dass wir es mit dem Karikaturisten halten, der die Delegierten und die Verhandlungsführer mittlerweile auf einer Wolke weit abgehoben von der Erde schweben sieht.
You also prepared typical Dutch dishes.
This is Rampenplan.
What?
This is the Rampenplan tent. Rampenplan are a vegan, bioregional mobile kitchen crew from the Netherlands.
Verder weer het andijvie-stamppot met...
Nee, andijvie zelf, met meeriksoppelshuis.
I can't translate it in English. Andijvie, it's green and it's curly.
It looks like...
It looks like a bad wig. Oh, green, a bad wig.
Sounds delicious, sounds delicious. I can't wait. Sounds absolutely superb.
We're going to have an action meeting to talk about tomorrow's action inside the ICC, so unfortunately for security reasons it's not a good idea if you come in and film it.
The reason that direct action is important as a tactic is because there are limits, especially in democracies, to ways that you can communicate. And if you sign petitions, and if you vote for politicians, and if you do boycotts, these all send messages, but these messages can quite often be ignored by the politicians. And so what direct action is sort of the last right that everybody has to choose to break the law and choose to take responsibility for breaking the law themselves. And if they do that, then they can often send a much more powerful message than these other methods that are very frequently ignored.
Like to guess.
What is that?
Excuse me.
Shalom, Shalom, wir hören an der Familie Shalom, Shalom,
a través del mejoramiento de la calidad ambiental. Y para terminar, digo lo que creo y no creemos. Por eso sí creo que aquí estamos presentes.
When we get to the bottom of the stairs, we shouldn't go left round, we should go right and down the middle. But what I was thinking was that, like, kids will be notified, they'll be like moving towards the bottom of the stairs and don't want it to look ugly. If they start like calling people, if they get someone, I don't think they should like struggle and stuff like that. But the others should like move quickly away from us and you know. But if they have lots of guards and we're all grabs, right, still got to get something out.
Thank you very much for this statement.
Opportunity has just been flung away, you know. This opportunity for all these countries to come together, to sort things out, you know, finally, to change things. It's a farce, it's an absolute farce. You know, we're talking about life here, we're talking about the future of the planet, we're talking about our survival, and there's been no press coverage, nothing.
Presented by the Netherlands as an important step forward.
I declare the document adopted.
While you are sitting here, 100 people, young people outside, are protesting and blocking the entrance to this meeting.
You haven't finished your work.
You must stop. We have seen in despair that you are ruining the future.
This is a blocking progress on the convention.
We will not let you go out before you have done your work.
This is not enough! Not enough!
It is not enough what you do here.
20% reduction!
In case it was not clear what that was about, this was a demonstration, a message from about 200 people who are currently outside this, the entrance to this building, demanding that the delegates do not leave until they have made some real agreements to reduce carbon dioxide emissions. We believe that this conference has been hijacked by the vested interests of the oil lobby, and that the real issue of carbon dioxide emissions has been treated merely as a political football. We are urging the delegates not to leave until they have made some serious agreements. We have to go much, much further. Thank you very much.
Anyone else want to rant?
Any questions? No questions from the gentleman of the press? No, nothing?
So,
If you want pictures, go
if you
to
want
the...
pictures, it
There's
would be
young
good to
people
go outside.
outside who it's their future, and they're saying that they're not going to let this conference finish without real change happening. Change that's going to be effective, not just words, words, words.
No more blah blah blah, action now! 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 The OPEC's blocking the process! 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 Deeds not words! 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 Deeds not words!
Would you use the exit at the side to close the main entrance? Yes?
Thank you.
Something's happening. I think so.
I love that.
We took the stage and we had banners. It was absolutely superb, and we got the message across and told them that their work is not finished. And we told them that there are 100, 200 people outside here blockading them and saying that the work is not finished and they should take real action.
Darum Menschen achtet und achtet, dass sie es bleibt. Wem denn wäre sie ein Denkmal, wenn sie still die Sonne umkreist? Nach dieser Erde werde da keine, die eines Menschen